What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the biggest news that happened across the entirety of the electric vehicle sector this week over the last 5 to 7 days, because there has been a lot. And since I've gotten back to uploading quite a bit, I did 8 videos in the last 4 days. I figure, why not try recap everything, try make a really short video, well, short as I can, speaking about a little bit of everything that's happened over the last week, just in case you don't have time to watch all of them, but you want the most important information. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today, just a recap of a lot of the important things that happened this week. We will look at some stock charts, look at some technicals, look at what has happened with some of these companies. There's been some 20 to 40% moves, which have been insane. Really quickly, guys, can I ask you to hit that juicy like button? It helps me out a lot. The support since coming back has been awesome. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you so much for all that support. Drop me a comment down below, subscribe if you're new around here and want more content. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So before we get into the extremely EV specific, I just want to point out Wall Street tumbles to biggest loss in 2 years following CPI data. Now, this obviously affected the entire market. What was really interesting is that a lot of EV actually considerably outperformed broader markets this week. Now, I wouldn't expect that to happen under normal circumstances when CPI data comes out poorly. You'll see that we had some of the worst days ever. Dow was down pretty much 4%, S&P 4.3%, Nasdaq 5.16%. It was a hugely terrible day, and the expectation over the next few months got worse as well. So with this being said, this is going to be in the back of my head for every single stock I look at over the next month or two. I mean, CPI data is some of the most important things we have to look towards at the moment. But anyway, I just wanted to point that one out there. EV markets very much so outperformed broader markets this week, which is good to see. Brings me back to 2020. China's August auto sales jumped 32% with strong EV demand. So again, just a nice thing to see. For you Tesla investors, it's nice. For NIO and all of the other Chinese related companies, BYDs, Li Autos and the likes, this is a fantastic thing to see. China's auto sales reached 2.38 million units in August, increasing 32.1% from a year ago, as they extend the recovery led by electric vehicles, whose sales have been boosted by government incentives. Sales for the first 8 months were 1.7% higher than the same period 2021. August sales of new energy vehicles, which include pure electric, plug-in hybrids and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, increased 100% from previous year. So awesome. The Chinese electric vehicle market quite clearly is flourishing, and it still has a long way to go, which is fantastic for us investors. It means that, the growth is there for the taking, and the growth is coming. And then one more broader piece of news was this: Biden announced the approval of a $900 million in US EV charging funding. Again, I made a full video on this one, and it's definitely part of the reason that ChargePoint has gone on an absolutely insane run this week. But again, the same goes for your EV goes and your Blinks. If we take a quick look at Blink here, just so you can see the chart does have similarities to ChargePoint. It hasn't performed quite as well, and EVgo, I'm fairly sure, is lagging behind just a little bit as well. Yeah, you see they haven't had the same move ChargePoint have had, but still, that was a huge piece of news, the $900 million in funding. So far, Congress have approved nearly $5 billion over 5 years to give grants to states to build thousands of electric vehicle charging stations. At an appearance at the Detroit Auto Show, Biden will also announce the US government purchase of EVs have risen drastically, and they're going to continue to do so going towards 2030. And by that stage, we could see upwards of 50,000 government vehicles being purchased on a yearly basis that will all be electric. And again, I know we speak about this $900 million quite a lot, but this is part of a $1 trillion infrastructure law approved in November. So a lot of money being pumped into the industry as a whole, and this one was particularly good again for our chargers, and it definitely led to ChargePoint going up this week. Now we had NIO Stock, okay? NIO Stock soared towards buy point as analysts tout 2 drivers for Tesla's China rival. But basically, an analyst called NIO Stock his top China EV pick. This is a well-respected analyst as well. It's not just a random one, it's not a standalone author on one of the websites, your Seeking Alphas, your Yahoo Finances, any of them. He's a well-respected man, and continues to expect a product supercycle as multiple new EVs hit the market. He rates NIO Stock a buy with a 12-month price target of $39. Now, when he let this out, NIO was, I believe, sub 19, so that was more than a 100% price target within the 12-month period. And again, you can see how people reacted. As of right now, there's that 35% move across the last 7 trading days, but it happened realistically in 4 trading days. It did create some very unhealthy price action. If I get rid of this, you will see gaps created in the stock chart, and it's in our range of consolidation, and they are bouncing off resistance. Honestly, I think this strength is going to be relatively short-lived. I think we're going to fill in these gaps and then hopefully make some actual really nice upward movement. But right now, we can see the downward trend still could potentially continue. So despite the good Chinese EV numbers, despite, a relatively mixed bag when it came to NIO earnings, I thought they were okay. They weren't anything special. The analysts definitely had the biggest role in moving NIO up this week. And speaking of the effect that analysts can have on stocks right now, Lucid Group rallies after Orel Lafferty issues a bull call. So this came out September 12th, so very early on in the week. Analyst Jamie Perez pointed for the strong book order for Lucid with reservations for the Air model greater than 37,000 units at a value of $3.5 billion. He noted that current reservations exclude a recent agreement with the government of Saudi Arabia for the kingdom to purchase up to 100,000 Lucid EVs over 10 years. Perez and team assigned a buy rating at a $19 price target, so again, this one to me didn't really mean much because they've been at $19, but again, it did push the price up above an area of support, which we were happy to see. So $19 price target, and that's based on a 10 times price to sales multiple and 2023 sales of $2.8 billion. So that's up to you if you think that is realistic or not, but that is what happened to send, Lucid up quite considerably above that area of support again. You can see on the day they went from about 1530 all the way up to 1650. So a very, very nice day. Now everybody's favorite, new 10x potential stock, everybody's favorite new Hail Mary EV type stock is Mullen, a 54-cent stock as of recording this video, with a lot of exciting prospects. Now, this one, guys, I have to point out, is extraordinarily high risk, high reward, and I don't have any position in them as of this moment in time. But there was a big piece of news that came out. Mullen reveals specifications and provides first look image of the MULN 5RS, a generational marquee high-performance EV sport crossover. Now this did lead to a nice upward move when the news initially came out, but already quite a bit of those gains have come back, and they're just right back to their area of consolidation. Volume has been pretty big on here during the week at times, but again, we've had a couple of slow days here and there. The social media presence behind Mullen as of right now, if you look on stock twits and the likes, is huge. There is huge retailers getting behind these guys. People really are looking to pump this price up. I am just watching for the sidelines, but I am watching very closely, and I do think that there's a chance I do trade it at some stage, but I have no interest personally in a super long position just yet. Don't hate me, Mullen Bulls. I just need to see a little bit more. I already have such, exposure to EV stocks, ones that I'm happy to sit on for the long term. It would take quite a bit for me to open up a full position here. Tesla news just came out this morning that the further improved delivery cycle in China. They have further improved turnaround time in China, making the expected delivery cycle for all models start at 1 week. Now, Tesla has had some interesting moves, to say the absolute least, as of late. You'll see here on 13th of September from $306 all the way down to $291. But again, they've come all the way back up since. They're a little bit all over the place, but generally they have decent strength. They have broken through this, somewhat downtrend. I had this drawn out here. Cup and handle potentially, which would lead us to believe there should be more of an upward move, but we're going to have to wait and see about that one. But this news is definitely a good thing for the long-term Tesla investors. I'm not sure if it's going to affect traders too much. Currently, the Shanghai plant only produces the Model 3 and Model Y, with the former offered in 2 versions and the latter in 3. The rear-wheel drive entry-level Model 3 now has an expected delivery time of 1 to 8 weeks, down from 6 to 10 weeks previously. Awesome. Basically, quicker turnaround, can pump out more vehicles, can get more sales, can improve the balance sheet, can improve next earnings report. It's a good thing all around. A quick one for the Workhorse investors. Workhorse Group wins patent for land vehicle system. So again, September 13, Tuesday. They landed the patent from the United States Patent and Trademark Office that covers land vehicles incorporating impact management systems. And you can see since that news come out, the company's gone from 302, currently sitting at 327. They were up nearly at 350. So again, it led to a 10 to 15 nearly % move for the company. There is a lot of trades to be had as of this moment of time with Workhorse. They're still getting some decent volume. They're still quite volatile. But yeah, just wanted to throw in there. It was a decent piece of news. And again, just really quickly, ChargePoint. I want to just point out the move that's happened. Not over the last week, but over the last 8 trading days. There was lows of, let's say, 14, 20 and highs of just under $20 a share. It has been insane. I have been covering each and every move here. Again, cup and handle could well develop here. We could come back, retrace to this 1762-ish mark very easily, in my opinion, before continuing to the upside, all going well. But I do think they are due for a pullback. I mean, this move has been insane. It's relatively unprecedented. It does not happen very often. Now, given the fact it is coming off a big downward move, I still think that there is going to be a retracement of sorts. I just hope that we can stay around that, 1750-ish mark. News-wise, again, the primary piece was the 900 million to US EV charge fundings. There has also been some analyst coverage to an extent as well, and there's been some articles written about them, been some bullish articles in regards to technicals, so yeah, that's why ChargePoint is moving. But anyway, guys, that is a quick recap, as quick as I could keep it. This is something different. I haven't really done this on the channel before, so if you have watched all the way till the end, I really would appreciate a comment. Let me know, you know, if you enjoyed it, if you would rather it actually be longer and me spend more time on each thing, or if it was a good length of time, or if it was too long somehow. I would appreciate that. And if you did enjoy the video, please do hit that like button. Again, it helps me out so much. And subscribe if you're new around here. It's free. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day and a beautiful, blessed weekend. I'm going to see you with another video very soon. Peace.